What's up, Bulldogs? All right, I wanted to make a video on the response I got from the last video I did on my run a couple days ago, I think, where I was talking about how I'd wasted a lot of my life and sort of my plans for growing a really big YouTube channel. I got some negative comments on that, which, is to be expected on YouTube. I've been around for a long time. And it's interesting because some people said, well, you from Simple Programmer days, you were technical and you had an audience of programmers. It was easy to reach. It was a large audience, and also you lack charisma. But you can create nerdy content and you didn't have to have much charisma, but you don't have the it factor and the charisma in order to blow up and be large, right? And there was something along the lines of, since the Andrew Tate thing, masculinity and dating content is sort of penalizing the algorithm. And I think there's some validity to some of those points, but it doesn't matter to me at all, because I'm not gonna let that get me down or stop me at all, right? I'm gonna do what I've set out to do, and I'm gonna prove you guys wrong, all right? Because I'm gonna create the best content that I can. And don't get me wrong, I'm not really trying to create the traditional red pill type of content. I hate to even use the words, but that's not what I'm doing, right? I'm creating content on how to be a better man and to be better with women in terms of relationship, and there's some dating aspects to that, but it's mostly improving your relationship, which I think every man can do, right? So that's really the focus of that channel. In fact, the new business I'm launching off of the back of that is relationship coaching for men, and my target audience will be guys that are in relationships already that are struggling. Maybe you're not having sex in your marriage, or your wife doesn't respect you. I'm going to help you with that. That's going to be what my focus is. And so you'll see a lot of my content on that new channel based around those kind of ideas. So yeah, it's interesting, just how, and I think part of it is like, it's easy for me to say, oh, the algorithm's hurting me or whatever. And I've said that in the past, but when I look at my main Bulldog Mindset channel, right, here's the counter argument. When I was doing those super high quality videos last year, and I did 8 or 9 of them, 2 of them got over 300,000 views, I believe, right? One of them got 150,000. So I definitely was able to get out there, and those were masculinity type of content. A lot of it was. So yeah, I think there is some kind of repression. I mean, if you search the word red pill or certain other keywords, you're not going to find videos that have a lot of views with that concept, or if they have that in the title. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be able to grow it, and I'm going to learn, and I'm going to become better because I'm focused on this thing. So yeah, it's just it's funny because I saw those comments, and it's like, at first it hit me, and people say negative stuff, but I've been doing this for a long time. I don't let that stuff bring me down at all, and I'll prove everyone wrong, because that's what I'm going to do. And hey, it's a fun process. I'm learning. Will I get millions of subscribers? Yeah, I will. You just watch, and you'll see how it works, right? Because it's an evolution too. I'm learning. There was some point early on, right? And at some point where I was a little bit too arrogant, in the sense that I didn't really listen to too much feedback, or I thought I just wanted to do things my way. And there's some good to that, but I'm open now, right? I'm open to figuring out the best way to do things, to learning, to not just thinking that I have it 100% figured out, that I need to actually figure it out. And that's a big difference. It's a big change. And that makes a lot of difference when you're creating stuff. I've already grown so much just in my ability to script out videos and to edit those videos. So yeah. And I think this is just an important lesson, right? In life is like, don't let other people tell you what your limitations are, right? People want to hold you back. I don't know why, but people want to hold you back. And they want to tell you, you can't do this, or you can't succeed, or this is going to be too hard. It's not true. It's not true. You can, when I first got into this, it was the same thing. 13 years ago, whatever it is, people were telling me, you can't be a programmer. They were saying that, right? Not without getting your degree, but I did. When I started out on writing my blog, they're like, who are you? You're no authority in this programming space. No one's gonna listen to you. I can't believe you're writing this stuff. Or even when I started creating YouTube videos, they're like, who are you thinking you're creating videos, teaching people? But if you look at Simple Programmer, it wasn't even technical, right? It was about advice, coaching, what I've been doing this whole time. But all along the way, people always said that you can't do it, that you won't succeed at this, you can't buy real estate, that's not going to work. There's always been doubters and haters all along the way. And I had a little bit of a dark time there for a couple of years here, I would say, but my mindset is back, right? It's a little bit different than what the Bulldog mindset was before, but I'm back on it. And I realized that all that matters is that I just got to do what I am setting out to do. In fact, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about revising my GAP process. I have this GAP framework, goal aspiration process, and I think it's really good. But I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, what's the most important part of this process? It's not, and people get hung up on this one, is trying to figure out the goal that will fulfill the aspiration. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look it up, look at the GAP videos. But essentially an aspiration is something you can't control, like making $1 million, where a goal is something that is in your control, that you have direct control over, that will likely produce the aspiration. So if I'm trying to make $1 million, maybe I need to do 500 sales calls in order to do that, right? So that's kind of the short of it. But what I realized today was that maybe the most valuable part of this is actually just setting the goal that is in your control and then just going about and doing it. Because, for example, I have a gap right now that I had for my new YouTube channel where the aspiration was to get a video with 50,000 views at least on it. And my goal was to create 10 super high quality YouTube videos where I edit the whole thing and learn from the process. And by that time, one of them should take off and hit the 50,000, if I do 10 of those. And maybe I don't do it. Maybe I don't hit the 50. But because I'm going after that goal and I'm focused on that goal, I will get 10 really high quality. I'll make a huge amount of progress. And if I just keep on setting goals and I just keep on doing them, will I or will I not have success, right? Or will I not increase my level of success, depending on how you define success? And that's the thing to remember, is that, haters are going to hate. People are going to say you can't do it. But it doesn't matter. It only matters that you set your goal and then you accomplish it. Because, look, if you always had a goal that you're working towards, and you're always working towards that goal, and you just kept on knocking out goal after goal, where would you be in life right now, right? The reason why we're not where we want to be in life is not because we lack the ability. It's not because we don't know what goals to set. It's because we just spend so much time fucking around, not actually working on the goal, not actually doing the thing, and thinking about what do we need to do and shifting directions, instead of just getting one thing done, checking it off the list, and going on to the next thing, right? If you just kept on setting those ambitions, right? At the end of this 10 videos that I create, whether I hit the 50,000 or not, I'm gonna have a damn lot of feedback to go through. I can look at those videos and say, okay, how did this go? And if I really analyze that, and then I set another goal for another 10 videos, but I've used that feedback from the first 10, will those next 10 be better than the previous 10? guaranteed. And if I repeat that process 10 times, so I get to 100 videos, now do you think that I might get to a million subscribers, million view video? I mean, some of you are still doubters, but do you see how powerful that is? It'd be almost impossible to fail, right? You got to make it so it's almost impossible to fail. And that iterative process, that's what does it. That's the main thing. But we don't do it. We don't just keep on setting goals and going. I think that's about enough for today's video, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. And like I said, this channel is just going to be my thoughts. So there are going to be some long ranty videos on what's going on with me, but I like the freedom to have that, and to some of you guys want to tune in and hear this stuff. And hey, I promise you, it's going to get better. This ride's going to get better, because there's a lot of things that are coming. I'm not done yet. There's a lot coming down the pipe.